Alright guys, welcome back to the final video of this set. I obviously didn't make any more studio. We're down to, what is it, 620 about for our position up there. We've been going a while. So this video is going to be about just things that my videos can go in the direction of if you guys want. Kind of a wrap up. So we'll start here. We have the board to the Sudoku. We already showed the scorekeeper, but this is going to be just kind of a simple timing thing where you choose the number input. So that's 8. I have 1 8 already up there. And then you choose what position you want it to be in. So right now it's set at 3, so I'll go to 2. And we'll do a 7 in there. So that 7 is going to pop up on this top when you push the button. And then you also have an all off, which clears the board. You could do an off per cell if you didn't want to rewrite the whole board. But we'll send it. It's going to go up to the top level and put in a 7. So it's just coming up. Got these little routers here. So this one right here tells which area it's supposed to be in that sends the input. And if that blinks at the same time the input is being sent, then it'll let it go through. So if you guys want, I could build a Sudoku board. The first cell is going to be whatever -0, so that'd be the first. This is -1 and then minus another one, so second and third. And then -3 coming up here because this signal is coming through right away instead of being subtracted up here. So it's instantly -3, so that's 4. -1 and 1, so 5, 6. Then this is subtracted a whole 6. And then 7 and 8 subtracted, so that'd be 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 as the control areas fed into our displays that we've seen before. So if you'd like, I could throw together a big old Sudoku board. I'm probably going to use the smaller displays that we've seen before if we were to do that. Well, we saw our elevator last episode, but I also have this. So this would be back and forth across. Oh goodness, I'm not good at this. Horizontal. So when you turn this machine on, it does the same 1, 3, 2, 4. If you'd like to see the clock that I have. So if I can find the items. Is there nothing in there? There's one in there. There should be another one 6 away. Uh-oh. Maybe I didn't do this right. I think I meant for there to be power to all these, but anyway. So yeah, it's just going down. So if I were to add the second item in here and then have it an all off across here every other one, that's not one of these guys. And then I'd be able to do the 1, 3, 2, 4, which would make it so I'd be going horizontal. So what I was thinking with that would be like a little battlefield where if you hit a target block, then it starts sending an elevator that would trigger bombs to fall as it went closer to your side. So you'd have to continuously fight off the enemy while also hitting the target to make sure that it didn't get too close to your base or something. So that could be something we could try to do. I also was playing around with the one circuit from the binary. I forget which one this is, but just having one signal or the other. You can only have one on or else both turn off. But then I was using it to control, like if you had two different signals, like we got 4 here, 6 here, so we can have that show, which is the 6, but if both signals are sending, then it won't turn on. But if we turn 6 off, then 4 goes through. So when this is powered, this torch turns off, which lets this signal go through right here. But if these are both on, because the signal is off here, then the signal will not go through. Kind of same concept over here, but instead of 2 signals coming into one spot, so it'd be like if you were sending analog signal through one line, but you didn't want 2 answers showing up, or the stronger of the 2 being the thing that shows up. You could do that. Or if you had a signal and you wanted it to route, I mean, we've seen a lot of routers, but if you had like something that was saying, hey, let's route to here, like just little on switch, but it said also route to there, so it won't route to both, kind of thing. So that's, I don't know, I was just playing with the one circuit to see if I could do anything with it, because that's kind of what I was doing at first, was just taking the circuits I use in binary and converting them into something that could be used for analog. And since this already had comparators in it, I thought I'd try it out. That's pretty fun. And then I was checking out memory. So I guess I could show you this real quick. We have circuits inside, where are they? Oh, just right here. So each level is a memory circuit, and they're separated by one block. That way they will not interfere with each other. So we have it set at 1. You have to press the button to let it through. But this is set for memory, so if I were to break that right there, I don't know if I have an off switch for these yet. Oh, I think it might be this one. Yeah. So I was trying to figure out a way of storing memory as small as possible. So then I let that through, so now I have a 3. So I can switch this as much as I want. So you have the input, you have the off, and then a button to let the input through. I mean, you could bring back the button way back here, bring that out, save a little bit of space right here. You don't have to have the display, but if you were to run these into lines, then you'd be able to capture like lines of or memories going this way all across one line right here. I'll show you that in a minute. But then you might be able to show like or control different areas of memory. We did a little bit of that here, but this is really clunky. This is like, so this is 3-dimensional data storage with weight. So it's almost 4 dimensions, maybe, kind of, if you think about it. But we have our router down here, the blue and red that we've shown in a different video. So red right here controls this one right here. The blue right here controls which row we're at. So the blue will say if we're at control or second, memory. Alright, so let's go to this first row. Let's turn it off. So if you have this off, then nothing will work. You can turn off switches on most of these and it'll shut the whole thing off just because it's based like one control based off another control based off another one, like our registers. So I have row 1. Now I'm controlling this row right here, I believe. Where it is. Oh yeah, I didn't turn it on. Anyway, so that, oh goodness, that redstone torch is off, and all these across the blue are on. So this one's the only one turned on. So now this register is at 1. Now it's a 2. Oh, now it's a 3 because I keep pushing buttons. So this shows that this is on right here. And then I went across to 3, so here's 1, 2, 3. These are sending signal into these top, and then it's subtraction. So this is pretty much like a register like we had before, but it's a little vertical. And then if this is on, this turns this torch off, which allows this signal through. This signal is your green line right here. I have an off switch for that, but I don't have it over here. So I have a signal coming in of 1. And it is only going through this right here. All those are turned off. And this signal is coming up only into the first one right here. So there's another register that's saying, oh, here, this is where it is. So now we've used 3 different directions to dictate that it's here. Okay? So if I were to move that up to 5. Now we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we've controlled this direction. So that's 1D, like 1 dimension. And I've chosen this direction, which is the 2nd dimension. And I've gone up, which is the 3rd dimension. Alright? And right here, that's weird. I don't know. It looks like it's locked for some reason. Maybe it's not updating. Anyway, what is going on with all these? Oh man. Yeah, I guess it's not updating for some reason. Anyway, so if we were to come over here, I have same setup like that, where I'm controlling what level 2 different times before I get to the saved data. So each of these are a cell of saved data. That comes in here from our central book. It's only sent in here if this gold line right here is chosen. This gold line is chosen by here, which is our line right here, our green line. So our green line says that data can be input here. Okay, and then there is another line where is it? It's right here. So this is the break. If this is pulled out, then the data line will break. So you have input, you have delete input, and that is over here. This next one right here, same thing. You're choosing a level to interact with, and then you press delete. And then you have the green line right here, which each one pulls out from a level, and each machine has a left and right side. So these are 2 different machines next to each other, and so this one right here and this one right here are part of the same data stream, but I put the machines so close together that I staggered them, so that way this one and this one would be able to sit next to the other ones. And okay, so I could go to display, which is right here. That's 1, 2, 3. That's the 4th line. So I believe display just shows everything. So you're not going to need a green line. So I'm going to set it to 4, turn it on. So we have display selected, and it should be, oh, you know what? I believe I don't have anything stored in that cell, that's why. So then I go to register 1, because that's where I have all the information stored. So register 1 will select this first one to be shown, and that's where all this signal is coming through the green. And right here is our clear blocks right here, glass. These are being sent through, so that's canceling all the signal on the 2nd and 3rd and 4th row. All these are lit up, but this one's not, so then this signal is sent through. I stacked them really tight, and I also made it to where this one right here shares a line with the next one right here. So you only need 15 lines for each of the 15 memory units in each memory, but you can put up to 15 of these guys. Like I said, you can control 15 different outputs if you have, maybe even 16, and if you have an off switch, but just a register of, yeah, we're just doing registers or signal strength identifiers for position. And all this signal is coming through here. So I have these stored. So the top one is at 2. Next one down is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stored. And then the next one down is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I put a whole bunch of 1s down there because I got lazy. I didn't want to program every single cell on this thing. But if you wanted me to, I could do that in another video. I don't think storing all the cells, but to make a bigger computer and maybe a step-by-step to show how to do this. And then I'm going to have to ask you to use your imagination for the next one, but this whole setup right here, final thing we're going to show, I did want to put that down here. We've seen this machine before stacked, but not to this level. So like we were saying before in the display video, each of these cells, you're going to put a pot on top of each of these skulk, and there are so many skulks in this. So, and then, okay, so each of these skulk is every other block going down. So 2 blocks down from the last block. Each of these cells control 15. So you have 15 different options. Let's see, where is it? So that's 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you can kind of see where the cell ends off. And then each one gets led into, like right here. So the information is going to be sent out into these lines right here. So you'll be able to control all the information coming out. So you only have this many displays, which is a bunch, but each of these can send, what is it, 16 bits of information, or how would you say that? You'd be able to display a number 1 through 16 in bits, but each pot controls one of these lines. And what was the math? I'll show you the math. So the room size, we always work with 64 by 64 by 64. So that's how many blocks we have. We have 360 outputs. So that's how many skulk blocks? Or no. Okay. I forget this part. I wrote all this down and then I just totally lost it. Anyway, it's 8 routers wide, 3 routers deep for this amount of space. 15 options per router. So that's 360. So that's where you get that number from. Is how many options per router. And that's just for this space. If you were to have 15 routers wide by 15 routers deep, within accordance to how big you can make your signal strength identifier, like we were shown on this guy right here, these guys. So if you were to have 15 by 15, then you'd be able to go a lot bigger than this. But then, yeah, with 360 outputs, 29 signals per output. How did I figure that? Anyway, I know this 4 bits per signal. So what that's talking about is how we were able to convert binary from analog. And then yeah, I put a whole bunch of math here that I was doing, but from what I saw was that this area right here can hold 983,040 bits. Oh, this might be it right here. I don't know. Anyway, I should have planned that a little more. But I was getting to the end of my videos. If you guys want to have me go through this a little more, I can do a separate video on this. But this is probably the most compressed data you can do. Like I said, POTS are the way to go for storing information. I know a lot of people do the binary, where you have to program it in and have a whole bunch of circuits that have like binary memory stored in them. But if you're going to do something that's permanent, you might as well do something like this, where the information is put in, you're able to select what row you have, you're able to display it. Like if you had a program that you ran and then you had soft memory or something, or stored memory, you could do this, or binary, but this would probably be the best hard memory.